NVQ support page here is beyond functional skills. You'll need to understand about the information page and test prep, understand the login page and the classrooms that are attached to that. You'll need to understand how to use the forum and to get the learners to go to use it, and understand how to use the support page. You'll understand how to use the resume page. You'll understand how to use the job page. You'll understand how to use Kim Page for your webinars. You'll understand the use of the library. I'll explain the HE page for you. You'll understand how to use the IT support page and the more options. This session will probably take about half an hour, 40 minutes. There's a fair amount to go through and to discuss. You might find it useful to pause this session and stop and practice. Stop and practice as we go along. So I'll start now. By doing this, I'll need to share my desktop with you, and it's a little slow when it does that to begin with. Now, what I'm going to do what I'm going to do is just go back to Google so you can see what it looks like. Now, Google is an internet search engine. It's probably the easiest one to find the website in. You go to your bar and type www.nvqsupport.com and push enter. Again, here different things will appear, and there are some YouTube clips and things like that down there that may appear that we've been adding as well. So click on the NVQ support and it will take you to the web page. Now, what we'll discuss here are what's available for you on the home page. So from the top you can clearly see that we're having positive results around people using this, and a free phone number for you to call. So if you're on there and you're stuck, by all means go on there, give us a call and we can help you. Here is a little cartoon that we've made, and it's called The Candidate and the Assessor, and in there it's just a little bit of humour around working with assessors. So it's just something for you to have a look at. Here is about the NUS discount cards. Now, we are registered for you to have your NUS discount cards. If you click on there, it'll take you to a website, and in there, all you do, you can register for your card there. Now you can see there it costs £12 a year, but for that you can see there all the benefits of having an NUS discount card, from Gaff to Amazon, Co-op, McDonald's, and so on and so forth. So there's a fair bit there that you can do with them. Now you don't have to have one, but if you want student ID, that's your student ID. Now, as you scroll down the page, and you'll see here I'm scrolling down the page, so the headings remain the same. what we have is a little arrow there, and this takes you to audio about that page. So I'm going to stop talking for a second, but you'll hear my voice again.
Different students require different approaches to learning. Because of this, we've made a series of MP3 recordings to help navigate you through this website.
Okay, so when you play that, that's obviously what you're going to get. Now, in the news, down here, you can read things about what it is we're doing. Now, this website was designed by a group called S&S Consulting, and they're a registered provider in their own right, so slightly away from any of the other providers that you may be working with. So it means the site has been built by people in the industry that understands the learning environment. Now, scrolling down, if you want to join one of the webinars, you simply just click on there, and that will then take you to another page, and as you can see, you would join the webinar. Now, the webinar and the meetings will be you'll be given usernames and numbers for those. If you're a student with educations, again here, you can click on there, and it'll take you to the educations homepage. And educations is again another training provider who does all of those qualifications. So you can obviously look at your progression with them. And again, there's lots of different things and pieces there. So they're just another training provider that uses these resources. Moving down, we have Google Translate. Now, Google Translate is there if English is your second language, and you might find it useful if you're working with people with English as a second language. So in there, you can write hello, and then here we're in English, and we can translate to whatever the languages we want. So, for example, Italian, and it'll translate. If you want to, it can read it to you as well. So again, if you're struggling with that, it'll do that for you as well. So there's lots of things it can do there. The other thing that you can do in Google Translate is translate whole documents. So when you log in, you can translate the workbooks to anything you want. So here, if you wanted to translate one of our workbooks, go to there, browse, and search what you're looking for. Maybe. I don't know if I've got any documents, to be fair. I don't think I have saved. Okay, so I have documents on my passport. Now, my passport is an external hard drive, so it means there we go, and attach. It means it's not saved to my computer, so if I damage my computer, my files are backed up. Okay, so once we've done that, push enter, and it will then translate it all into the language. So if you do have a learner with English as a second language, it may be useful to show them and help to translate it to their first language, so they understand the questions a little bit better. So it's just a support aid really there. Okay, so NVQ. So now, what we also have is a thing called Instant House Call. Now, Instant House Call is a piece of software where if you have a problem with your computer, we can help fix that for you. TeamViewer is again a remote access tool where you can download it to a computer, and the assessor can obviously help you with that as well. If you have a smartphone and you've got a QRS reader, you can scan that and download our app. However, if you haven't got smartphones, you can always do the app via Facebook and join our Facebook page, and on there you'll get the app. So that's understanding about our homepage. So why don't you push pause on this CD, the recording, and have a play and push some of the buttons so you become familiar with it. So now moving on to tutoring. Tutoring talks about the support that you might need around the functional skills or the apprenticeship framework. If you need support, you can gain this from these areas, and what it really is, it's about you taking control of your personal development. So if you know that perhaps IT is one of your weaknesses, you can log into the IT button there, and it'll ask for a password. Now you will be given the passwords from your assessor and you'll log in. So what you'll have is a series of workbooks. So if you think, for example, I don't really understand much about IT, you can click on that button and download the Distance Learning Support Pack. In there, it will tell you all of the things that you can do with a computer. So they're for you to enhance your learning experience so you fully understand what it is you're doing with ICT, and the fact that you don't need to be that worried about it. Equally, if English isn't your forte, you can click on the English button. And on there, you'll see the support packs again. And for example, you might say, well, I'm not very good at punctuations. So we'll click on the first support pack and open it up. In there, you'll come up with a distance learning support pack for functional skills around punctuations. You can print this out, and there you go. You have an explanation about how to use apostrophes, brackets, colons, etc. Now you'll notice that they're not very big. They're only a couple of pages, this one, but it may be just enough to refresh your memory and to really just improve on that skill. If you've now got a screen and you need to come back from that screen, what you need to do is push the escape button, and by doing that you will be able to bring back the document. Sorry about that. You'll be able to open up the document, and it'll bring you back to the site. So that's just download your workbooks for functional skills if you need to improve them. And again, you can go back to tutoring, and there you can see you're back there, so there's no problems. It just explains a little bit as well about the functional skill that you might take. Now, if you click on information, this really is where we start talking about learning as a wider part of what you're doing. So we're looking at the Apprenticeship Framework here. And here we're talking about the fact that there's going to be a need to take an initial assessment, and there'll be a whole session on taking the BKSB videos for you to watch so you can understand what that's about. Moving down, what you've got is then a breakdown of what an apprenticeship looks like. So you can see there that there's functional skills that need to be taken. We're probably suggesting around 16, 17 to complete the workbooks if you do them from scratch. Now, obviously, I don't want you to do anything that you already are comfortable with. So you may be able to speed that up because you might not have a certain part because you're comfortable with that already. Then we have ERR. So ERR is Employees' Rights and Responsibilities, and again there's a workbook for that for you to complete, and you can obviously download from your login page, complete it and email that to your assessor. The main aim workbook is around the competencies of your job role, and for that the assessor will come out and visit you in your place of work to undertake the observations and to confirm your competencies. You still need to demonstrate your competencies in other ways. It's not just a completed workbook, that's it. There are other methods that the assessor will talk to you about in gathering that for you. On this side, you'll see the technical certificate preparation, and again here there is an online classroom for you to read and understand and complete the workbooks that go alongside that. Again, you'll need to agree the dates and the times with your assessors to have that work completed. Personal learning and thinking skills is again around you as a practitioner and you guiding yourself with support from your assessor in completing your tasks, and it breaks down into 6 outcomes, and again in your login screen there is information about that there for you and some tasks for you to complete on that. Extra support sessions or extra sessions really runs in line with the booking form up here. So when we talk about extra sessions, if you click on booking, you will see, so if we click on booking there, you'll see dates and times for the online webinars for the course. So if you're doing, for example, Health and Social Care Level 2, if you click on that, it gives you a bit of an outline. So it says if you're doing the Level 2 award, this is what you need to do. Now there you can see that we've suggested we're going to run that workshop at 2 different times, one at 10:30 to 11:30 and one at 6:30 till 7:30. And all you do is you simply just register for the webinar. You pop your name, your email and your phone number in there, and you'll be emailed a username and password. So that's your webinars. Moving through to the login screen. Now, this is the first time that you're logging into this. You'll get a different page that'll come up that'll ask you to pop your name, your email and your passwords. This is any email that you want us to correspond with you, and the password is one of your choosing. If you're logging in for the second time, on the top right hand corner there'll be a blue bar which just says to log in, and again you can log in there using your username and password. Now on this page we've split it into 2 parts, and again if you on the right hand side hold the scroll bar down with your left finger on a click, and then you can scroll up and down on the page. What you have here is the course split into 2 parts. You have your online learning environment on the left hand side and the qualification support site on the right hand side. Hang on, I've got extra flicking going on there. So depending on what your course is, you would click on the course spec on the right. that will give you all the workbooks that you need to complete your course. So, for example, if you're completing Health and Social Care Level 2, you pop in the password that you've been given, and of that, you'll notice have a button and logbooks. If you click on there, that will take you to the awarding body's website, who will show you the logbooks if you was to be completing this paper base. The Sector Skill Councils button takes you to the website for the Sector Skill Council, and they're the people who have approved the qualification and write them. And again, there you can find all the information about your Sector Skill Council and what they do and how they endorse the qualifications. Just to show you the logbook ones. So the logbook ones take you to the awarding body, and there it just gives you an overview about the qualification that you're delivering, that you're on, and how it's being delivered. So that's a bit of information for you there. So for example, ERR, which is one of the mandatory units, it gives you there an outline of the qualification. This information is for the training provider, so you ignore that. Here you have the qualification specification, and that's how the qualification is being delivered, or how it should be delivered. And here are other things for the award for the centre really that you're working with. So if you want to know more about your qualification, you can click on the qualification certification guides and open them up. Here is the logbook then for ERR, your Employer's Rights and Responsibilities, and if you pull it down, it just gives you an overview of the qualification, and you can see there it gives us all the rules about it and how it should be delivered. Now, where did that go? It's completely disappeared. There it is. Okay, so for example, we can see it suggests that so here it's in the guided learn hours for this is a total of 24. Now we've suggested 5 because what we've done is we've included your work time with that. So if you was a brand new person who's doing this for the very first time, they reckon it'll take about 24 hours. By the time you've downloaded the workbook, done the online classroom, gathered your evidence, you'll probably be around where you need to be. Now, people have a misconception around delivery and things. So there we've got your unique learner number. It talks about functional skills, guidance on delivery. So here you can see quite clearly that it says that assessment must be in line with the model chosen. The programme may be flexible in accordance with the learner's needs. So therefore we can obviously deliver that in a way that meets your needs as the learner. It talks about the blended learner, the delivery of blended learning, and that's obviously the fact that we can deliver this in a combination of ways by either face-to-face methods and by the learner completing self-study. So that's why we're doing what we're doing, because the awarding body has obviously said that this is a good way of delivering this, and obviously it's a faster way for you to complete it. So that's there. If we go back, so that's the logbooks and the Sector Skill Councils. Here is the evidence that you need for your portfolio. So all you do is simply open up the piece of evidence. So for example, evidence 1, and you can save it at the bottom to your desktop. By clicking save, you can open that and here it's because we need to enable it, sorry. So you can obviously then save that to your desktop. Now I'm not going to show you how to save this because this is in Windows 8. It's slightly different to other places, but once you've downloaded it, it can be on your desktop and it's there for you to use moving forward. Now, so that's where you go for all your workbooks, and then for your assessments, sorry, keep flicking between windows. For your assessments, you've got the left-hand side. Now, you've got your BKSB login, so if you click on BKSB, you have been provided with a username and password, and again, you just need to log in there and take the assessments. What you might find useful is that you review the part where we talk about time management and managing your time. So if you click on that one, it'll take you to another website, and there's a little assessment for you to do to see whether or not you're ready to start learning and whether or not you've got the time to learn. This one, or the next one down, is about your learning styles. So as your tutors, it's really important we understand the type of learner you are and how you learn, so we can structure the course to meet your needs. So by taking this test, and I say test, it's more of an assessment, you can click on the next screen and just answer the questions, true, false, and then for example, I'll just click B for everything, and there it says I have an equally balanced brain, and if I take the next assessment, it then says that I'm a visual learner and an auditory learner. So therefore, the best way for me to learn something is by seeing it and hearing it. So it's just something for you to consider. Now, other things on this site are the functional skills practice tests. So if you want to take the practice test for functional skills, you can click on that button and it will take you to this website, and you can, for example, do the sample assessment. So if you click on that, this takes a second to install. So you can see there that it's creating the assessment. And again, it's quite normal for this to be slow because it's trying to it's trying to install the exam for you to do. Now this is approved by SQA, which is the Scottish awarding body. And then your screen will appear like this, and here you can see you've got the maths test, and you start the assessment. There it says that you have an hour and a half, and you can just complete your test, and you can go through and answer the questions. Okay, click next. It's useful to practice that, because if you're new to computers or you're not very confident with computers, you don't want to lose marks because you're slow on the computer and it's got nothing to do with your actual English or maths skill. Now, what you might say is, well, okay, Steve, Thank you very much for all of this. My maths and my English, are either they're okay and I don't need to do anything else around functional skills, or I would like a little bit more support, and whilst you've given me the workbooks, that doesn't really meet my needs too terribly well as a learner. So you can click on here.
You may want to log into the course so that your results will be saved. You can do this at any time during the course by clicking on the login button at the top of the screen.
Okay, so all you need to do, if you're a new user, go down here and create new user.
To create a new user, 1. Choose a username. It must have a minimum of 6 characters and a maximum of 20 characters, and it will not accept spaces or punctuation marks. 2. Choose a password. Again, it must have a minimum of 6 characters and a maximum of 20 characters, and it will not accept spaces or punctuation marks. 3. Confirm your password by typing it in again. If you see a message saying that your username has already been taken, just type in another one. If you see a message saying that your passwords are different, just try typing it in again.
Okay, and then once you've done that, you submit your details. That will then take you to an online classroom to start improving your functional skills, English and maths. And in there you can take different assessments to help you. You've noticed that when we went into this side and you downloaded your workbooks, you'll need to then upload that to your e-portfolio. Now again, you'll have a session on how to use the e-portfolio, and to access your e-portfolio you just click this button here, and again that will take you to your e-portfolio area where you can put your username and password and then simply upload your evidence to be assessed. Finally, you have your technical certificate classroom, and in there you click on that button and that takes you to a page where you've got clouds. Let me log out because you won't see that. That's what you'll see. And in there, that's what you'll see. So you'll put your username and your password in there. So you can see within there, there's an awful lot going on. So I suggest you stop this session now for a bit and have a practice, and then come back to finish off the rest of this support site. If you want to carry on, let's do that then. So the forum really is a chat room area where we're trying to encourage people to go and set up. Now, if it's the first time you've logged in, you can create a username and password and log in for the first time. On here, there's lots of different things that you can do. So you can add your picture, you can view any of these down here, which are discussion rooms for the qualifications you're in. The one we're in here is for management, and again you can see here I've uploaded PowerPoints for people to look at, and I can see that 2 people are viewing those, and if you like the PowerPoints you can give them thumbs up, and then you can obviously start writing. If you want to add in stuff as well, then it's a free area for you to add things. Equally, there's lots of other things in there that you can look at and discuss. And there's lots of chats and things like that going on. So people can go in and obviously you can start chatting to other people in there. You can subscribe to certain areas, and then you can save your favourite pulses. So you might find that useful as well. The support page in the middle is for you to send contact requests. What it does is in there you would put your name, your email, your subject and what's up, and then you would just put contact or request or report a problem. This then notifies us that you're trying to get in contact with us, and we can get back to you. Obviously text or phone is far quicker, or an email, but this is just another method of you getting hold of us. The resume button, if you want to make a CV and you've never made one before, you can click on Make CV Now, and it takes you to, or it should take you to a website where you can create your CV. Jobs are really your employer, and for people to advertise if they have any jobs. So if you're hiring, you can just click that and advertise the jobs, or if you want to see what positions are available, you can click there and you can just send your CV in. We obviously spoke earlier about the booking forms. The bookings are for your webinars, so you can click on there and attend the classes. So that's quite important you do those. And again, you can see that they're set up, so there's no reason you not to know when the next class is, because they're set right up until the middle of February. The library, we're still in the process of uploading stuff to the library because it's quite a big area, and these are free ebooks for you to help you with your studies. So if you're wanting to know a bit about assertiveness, you can click on that and then you can open that up. And again, it just gives you a little bit about being assertive, and it's just a book. Now, most of the books we've got are free books, so we haven't endorsed them. It's just useful reading and helpful things that you might find beneficial to you and in your studies. The HE login button is for if you're on a higher education course, so you're doing anything from level 5 and above. That's your login page, equivalent to the apprenticeship login button there. And under more is IT support. So in there you will, if you've got things such as an out-of-date Flash player or an out-of-date Adobe, or you need a PowerPoint viewer, or you need Team Viewer, we're going to start introducing things in there. Things like virus fixers and stuff like that. So in there at the moment we've just got TeamViewer. Really talk to your assessor before you use any of those to see whether or not it's appropriate. If you're with a training provider, then you can click on training provider there. So if you're with Step Up, for example, you can click on Step Up's page, and in there there's little things for you as a Step Up student, a big SB user guide, and obviously your user guide to your apprenticeship. And if you click on that, what you have is the induction, really, that I've just spoken about. So you'll notice in there then that in here we talk about what the apprenticeship is, what blended learning is, and then the contact and how the program is going to be delivered. Also, what you have is screen prints of what we've just covered online. You can understand and get an idea. Now you can print this out and obviously then fill in all your passwords, etc., that we've discussed. So you've then got everything you need there. Again, taking about your BKSB assessments, functional skills that we've just shown you, and how to log in. How to log into your e-assessor. There's information on there about uploading your evidence. and then how to log into your e-classrooms and what they look like. And then finally, how to download your works. So if you've forgotten anything that you've had covered in your online induction, or you've forgotten from this video, then again, under the More button, you can download that. And again, if you're from Education's Limited, we're creating lots of little videos like this one, and like the one that you've just watched. How to use the NVQ support website is this one that you're watching now. So if you go back in and remember how to use the E247, you have that one, and equally you've got how to use BKSB, etc. So it's important you have a look at those and understand how to use each thing. So we don't expect you to remember it all in one go, but it is about you planning your journey so you know what you need to do. Now, let's just go back. So, going back to here, and do a review. So, to summarize then the session, hopefully now you've understood how to use the support website. You've understand the benefits of the homepage, and you know the homepage really is the page where if you've got English as a second language, it can help you. Again, you've got the little speaky triangles on there that will guide you through. So do have a look and take your time to get used to this. Obviously, we've looked at the tutoring page and the importance of that page. Now, when you do your BKSB assessment, it will give you a report and it'll say, you know, you need to improve on fractions. So you know that you can go to tutoring page and download the fractions book to improve that. We looked at the information page and about how each thing's going to take around your apprenticeship, so planning your studies is really important. We looked at the login page where all your classrooms are, at the evidence for your portfolio. So that's quite important. You take time to view those and seriously plan time to achieve each of those tasks. You know, you've got to make sure that you're contributing towards your qualification as well, and that it's not all being led by the assessor. Now, the assessors will come out, they will do face-to-face visits with you, obviously, but it's important that you have the work ready for assessment. So the best thing to do is send the work over a couple of days before your visit, so when the assessor arrives, they can give you feedback on work that you've done, and you're not wasting your face-to-face visit times with your assessors, and you're using that time to actually plan and develop rather than doing things that you should be doing independently. We've looked at the forum, and obviously the benefits of the forum moving forward is going to be it's going to have all the resources in there, and other learners are going to be logged in there too, so you can start chatting to other learners. Understand how to use the support page. So again, that's so if you've got a question or a concern, you can fill that out if it's not too important. If you need a quick response, then clearly it's best to your assessor. We looked at the resume page, so you can click on that and create your own CV, download that and send it to your assessor. We've looked at how to use the job, so hopefully employers will start advertising their vacancies, and if you're looking for a job, then it's another place where you can have a look. The booking page is clearly important. It's about you taking time to book your webinars and know the times the sessions are taking place, so you're not falling behind on your studies. The library, well, in the library you can see that we've started to upload all the documents and books there, and again they're just to guide you and support you in answering your questions. The HE page is available if you are on a level 5 and above programme, and in there it's got additional things such as how to do academic writing, how to produce essays, and the awarding bodies we work with for the higher education awards. How to use the IT support? Well, the IT support page, again, under the More button, it's something you just need to talk to your assessor about before you start downloading things. You know, the resources that are on there are resources that you can get off the internet. We don't endorse them, you know, and if you download them, they are at your risk. So make sure you do have a virus checker, and actually if it comes up on the virus checker that it's not safe, then please don't install it. But most of them come from reputable sites, so they should be absolutely fine to install. And obviously under the More option, depending on who your training provider is, they'll have a little page there. So if you're using this resource site with a different training provider, then you have access to their resources that we've put on there for you. So it is quite a large session, that one. Hopefully you found it useful. It is a little whistle-top tour of the website. If you need any further information, you can email me at stephen@educations.co.uk, or you can download that user's guide under the More option that I showed you earlier, which gives you screen prints of each of the things that we're doing. Hopefully you found that useful, and if you have any questions, by all means please do email us. I wish you all the best with your studies, and by all means please look at some other how-to videos which you may need for your BKSB or your e-classrooms. Good luck and take care.